Well, that went about as well as could be expected. I mean, the tone was set in the first 5 seconds. We took kick-off and we gave the ball away and Trossard could have scored, and on another day probably would have scored, and that was 5 seconds in. Bit of a wake-up call, but it did then happen again after about 5 minutes. Another chance given away, sloppy in defence and midfield. After that, I actually thought we played pretty well for the first 20 minutes. We looked good on the ball, the movement was good, there was interplay, there was rotation around, there was runs in behind. We were causing Brighton all sorts of problems. And then the same old problems happen again. Fred and McTominay get themselves in trouble, lose the ball, don't track back fast enough to recover, ball in behind Maguire. I'm not going to blame Maguire for the first goal. It was a ball in behind that would have gone in behind any team. But then my main concern once again reared its ugly head. David De Gea. Ball comes across the box, and not just the box, the 6-yard box. And he just lets it waltz past him for a tap in at the back post. I don't get it. There was no pace on that cross. He could have easily stuck a hand out or a leg like he likes to do. But instead he just goes, no, I'll let it go. Tap in at the back post. Don't get it. Don't get it at all. Then it happens again. We lose the ball. I mean, this time we lose the ball in their half, and it's a brilliant build-up, but we don't work hard enough to get back in. Goes over to the far side. Shaw gets done far too easily by Solly March. I thought Shaw had a very poor game. I expect Malacia to start against Brentford. But the shot comes in, and it's a save that should be fairly comfortable for De Gea. But instead of holding it, instead of doing his best to stop it from parrying out, he just pushes it straight out into an area. Fred's too slow to react. Pascal Gross is in again, and it's 2-0. And it was rather fitting that it was Gross that got the 2 goals, because that's how I felt watching that performance. It was just completely unacceptable. And for me, you'd have seen by the thumbnail, in my opinion, De Gea, not good enough. Fred, not good enough. McTominay, not good enough. And for me, it's too far to come back from that for any of them, to be honest with you. Like I said, I thought Shaw was poor as well. I thought Dalot wasn't great. I thought Rashford missed far too many opportunities that he should be taking. I said in my I said in my reactions to the last 2 pre-season games, the others have looked pretty sharp. Martial looked sharp, Sancho looked sharp, but Rashford didn't. And that was evident today. The chances he had, he should have done better. He should have scored in the first half when he hit the side netting. He should have scored when Ronaldo was offside. We still haven't seen full replays of that. I still think he might have been on. He should have scored that chance. Eriksen put a ball into the back post. He wasn't in there quick enough to score. And then again, I can't remember who put in that final ball. It might have been Eriksen again or Bruno. And he's there, left foot volley, 5 yards out, puts it straight into the Stretford end. Unacceptable from Rashford as well. But the problem is, we don't have backups. And that's one of the biggest problems. Erik ten Hag made 1 sub, which was Ronaldo in the 50th minute. Don't quite know why he didn't make any subs at half time. He then puts Van der Beek on with 15 minutes left, and then puts 3 more subs on with 1 minute left. Like, he's supposed to be this uber tactical manager, but he's making 3 subs in the 89th minute. Too little, too late. As for Ronaldo himself, I mean, let's be honest, he didn't really do a lot, did he? He was a presence. He made a couple of runs in behind, but didn't really do anything. Just, I'll be honest, if there was one good performance, I'd probably say it was Harry Maguire. I actually thought Maguire didn't really put a foot wrong. The only real thing he did do was getting a little bit of a scrap with Trossard, which got himself booked. I thought defensively he was fine. Martinez struggled to deal with Danny Welbeck, but I thought Maguire was alright. I thought he handled Welbeck reasonably well. He didn't really let... Obviously, there were times where Welbeck got in behind him, but he always got back and covered himself, and I actually thought Maguire had a fairly decent game. Rest of them, massive work needs to be done. More signings needed. Ralph Rangnick said a couple of months ago that we needed to sell 10 players and buy 10 players. We've sold, I think, 7, or let 7 go on a free and let a couple more go out on loan, and we've signed 3, and Martinez struggled. Eriksen looked good at times, and Malacia was on the pitch for, 2 minutes and hacked down Lamptey. So really, really worrying signs. I expected a lot better. As I said, I went for 2-0 in my prediction video, and it was a demand and an expectation of this Manchester United team to do better under a new manager, and after one game it's not happened. And look, I can't expect it to just work immediately just like that, but I expected to see some sort of improvement. I saw it until Brighton scored, and then from there it was just the same old once again. Ten Hag has to be backed. He has to be backed to the absolute hills. We need another winger, because Rashford and Sancho can't do it on their own. We need another striker, because until Ronaldo came on, we didn't really offer any threat down the middle. And then even when he did come on, like I said, he didn't really do a lot. But the guy's 38. He can't just do it all by himself. So we need another striker if case Martial gets injured again. And we have to, as an absolute priority, get a proper holding midfielder. The amount of times Fred would receive the ball as the sole number 6, as the sole pivot, and gave it away is just unacceptable. I don't care who, but it needs to be someone with quality. I know we've gone in on Frankie de Jong and it looks like we're not going to get him, but we've got 3 weeks to sort it out. Whether that's Ruben Neves, who I think would be an okay option. I don't think Tielemans would be a good fit. Looks like we've missed out on Sangare. He signed a new deal at PSV, so work needs to be done, and I'll say it again, we need a new goalkeeper, because De Gea is not the man for the Ten Hag system. Not only do I think he was at fault for the 2 goals, but his distribution again was not good enough. Every time he got put under pressure, he gave it away, either kicking it out to touch or playing passes into Fred or Maguire, who were immediately under pressure. That's not good distribution. Just because it says pass successfully completed on the stats doesn't mean it's a good pass. He puts his own players under pressure, or he just boots it out of play. And if Ten Hag wants to play this style of play, De Gea is not the goalkeeper for it. All in all then, 2-1, a defeat on the opening day of the season at home, again, for the second time in 3 seasons, against a team who are bottom half to mid-table at best. Really, really worrying signs. We go away to Brentford next week, and then we have Liverpool at home. And we all remember what happened last year. I will not be available, sadly, for a reaction video next week, but you will certainly hear my reactions in my predictions videos, so keep an eye out for them. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back soon, and hopefully with a better mood.